Hey y'all, many fish. Hope y'all being blessed good today. I wanted to try and explain something real quick here. Those of you who do not, believe in the Bible and God and stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. It's not my intention to convert you. I'm just trying to illustrate to you the paradigm, the actual reality that you live in, so that you can make a decision, an informed decision. That's your right to know the truth. And then you can choose if you want to be like our capital, if you want to step to the right or step to the left. It's essentially good and evil. I mean, that's what we're looking at on the earth, because let's face it, religious, non-religious, it doesn't matter. We all know that there's good, right? And there's evil. I mean, that's just the way it is. That being said, we look at the evil these days, and we question why. Why is it so rampant? Why are they like running the world, it seems? I mean, and it's true. It's like everywhere you turn is just horrific, horrible, nasty, awful things going on. Well, there's a reason for that. You live in a system of duality from the very beginning. And you can believe your evolution or whatever you want to believe, but I'm just telling you what the system you live in is. We're looking at the Vatican, and I just use this as an example. The Vatican was constructed intentionally in the shape of a serpent, a pregnant serpent to be exact. And the pregnant serpent also has a courtyard shaped like a keyhole, and the basilica itself is shaped like a key. If I drew it out, I've done it in videos in the past. And out of the serpent's mouth comes his tongue, and it splits, and it leads to one big building, but in reality it's two identical buildings with one central building. Good, evil, left, right, however you want to look at it. It's the same way that our capital is set up. That is the system of the world. Okay? And it has been from the beginning. And you can relate that directly to the towers. The towers are key because you had the left and the right, the good and the evil. You can actually look at these almost as DNA markers, because that's what all of us have. We have in us good and evil. Well, if you know anything about the Bible, you know that Satan is the prince of the air. He's the ruler of the flesh. He owns the flesh. He owns this physical earth. Okay? The real battle is in the spiritual realm. Whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. So the good and the evil existed, coexisted, constant murder, constant death, constant everything, because Satan has the upper hand in the flesh. The flesh is your prison. Your spiritual side is what you need to try and understand, and you're not going to find it in yogis and Eckhart Tolle and star charts. I'm just telling you, been there, done that. I've lived a long life. I understand this stuff. Just that's all I got to say. So you had the twins, and then of course we had our completely and utterly occultic, satanic 9/11. And what do we have in its place? We have the one. So you had the two destroyed, and it's replaced by the one. And I show it to you through this arch called the Washington Monument. It's in Washington Square. And there's old George himself. And George has a placard behind him that basically reads in Greek or Latin, the the ends justifies the means, basically. In other words, destroying the two to create the one is justified. Your founders weren't all the saintly Christians that everyone's led to believe. Okay? Just want to establish that. This is the system you live in. You no longer live in a balanced world of good and evil. The evil has made its claim. This is its claim. This staking its territory. Okay? Period. And that's why you're seeing it just flourish right now. And you're never going to defeat it in the flesh. You're never going to defeat it with protests. You're never going to defeat it with petitions. It's not going to happen. It's spiritual warfare. Period. You have to understand that. And because Satan has basically proclaimed this as his territory, he owns all this. He owns it and he runs it. That doesn't mean that all the people in NASA are part of it. They're just, lack of a better term, useful idiots. They're compartmentalized. They're trained and taught from birth the big lie. Now, I don't know if this NASA space crap is the big lie. I think the big lie is that they're leading you away from God in any way that they possibly can. But I wanted to show you these new night images. Okay, this is like a really big deal. New full hemisphere views of Earth at night. Why at night? Why can't we look at it at the day? But I digress. I just take this image, and of course, I do my usual stuff, and I bring it into my little widget, and all you got to do is take 2 seconds to look at what NASA feeds you on a daily basis, and I show this to you all the time. I mean, why are they putting little skulls and little, just demonic, horrific things? Why do you think they do this stuff? I mean, look at the West Coast here, okay? There's California, and their images are so crappy. But you look at this cloud formation right here, okay? And as I come in on it, I mean, you'll start to see it. It is literally a very, very ugly, vicious, demonic beast. I mean, that's what it is. And again, these images, I'll link them. You got to look at this stuff for yourself once in a while. If you're not believing what I'm saying to you, that's fine. And then we come over to the East Coast, and we got a big giant dragon coming in for a visit. And that's what it is. Undeniable. It is a dragon. So we got 2 demonic beasts coming in from each coast, and I believe New York and the East Coast are in for theirs too. I got tons of stuff. I just can't put it together yet. The entirety of the country of the United States becomes a dead sheep. It just does. You can deny it. That's completely your prerogative. But I'm showing you. I am showing you. If you just look, go get this image. Eye, both shut with the teardrop. The nose comes down right here. Is this ear over here? Is this ear over here? He's there. And it's real clear to see. What does the dead sheep mean? This is a spirit working in here. These NASA people, I firmly do not believe that there's an army of Photoshop experts going in real time and doctoring all these images. It's a spirit, and I believe it's already in the system, and it's manipulating everything. It is revealing itself, people. You got to understand this. That these spirits are right on the verge of being fully unleashed on this planet, and that's just a fact. And I get things that I can see that are put in front of me because I am a firm believer in Christ Jesus. And when I communicate with him on a personal level, he shows me things. And this is what he's showing me. Undeniable. Undeniable. Demons, dragons, and beasts coming in on us from both sides. And the entire country is a dead sheep. Period. And the dead sheep simply represents those of us who do not know this. Because once you know this and understand that it's a spiritual war you're in, then you can start to see the way out. And I'm never going to sit here and push you and preach at you and condemn you for not believing in Jesus and the Bible. You'll come to believe it because these things are about to start unfolding. And I'm just telling you, it's coming. I am not a prophet. I am not a fearmonger. I just started doing YouTubes just a few months ago because I was called and led to do it. You can believe it or not. I love you all like brothers in Christ. And you need to start to understand that you are in a spiritual warfare. Peace be with you, y'all. I'll be back soon. Lots of information. Peace and grace. Many fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,